I'm Huihui Wang, and it's my pleasure to share my story about my career choices and a couple of undergraduate research projects I have already done with my former students. And my topic today focuses on the smart and connected systems, especially for healthcare. I do have a multidisciplinary background. I want to tell you each time when it comes to my introduction about my backgrounds, people just say, oh, you are a homeless person. Because from my degrees, you can tell I got my PhD from ECE at the University of Virginia. But I got my BS and MS in different universities in China. You probably can't tell. I will not pronounce the names, but you can tell the major. I got my MS from mechanical engineering, and I got my BS from environmental science, focusing on acoustical signal processing. So people ask me, where is your home? And I said, yes, you are right. I'm a homeless person, basically saying one foot in EE and or CPE, the other one in ME. And before my first job at JU, my work focused on the mechatronics or robotics. And when I started as a faculty member at Jacksonville University, I just tried to broaden my work under the big umbrella of CPS and IoT. CPS stands for Cyber Physical Systems, and IoT stands for Internet of Things. And I hope it's easier for you to understand this big umbrella, basically saying we try to connect everything together. We try to connect the robotics with the physical field through whatever communication protocols. So that's how I broadened my work under the CPS and the IoT. And I also focus on the machine learning and AI, try to apply AI and machine learning technologies into my prototypes in collaboration with my faculty students. And another track of my research interest is just about computing education, the engineering education. As I said yesterday, since day one in academia, I'm always have dual employment. On one hand, I'm a faculty member. On the other hand, I'm an academic administrator. So that's why I have to focus on how to improve the education in different STEM fields. And I want to comment here, especially for you high school, about careers, about field choices. I know probably at this age, you can't tell exactly what you want to study. But I think most people probably in this summer research program at least want to be majoring in STEM major, not fine arts. So if it's under the big umbrella of STEM, you decide, I just want to be majoring in STEM, and maybe you want to go to medical school. So most people choose biology and chemistry or biochem, or BME, biomedical engineering, which can help you to prepare more for medical school. That's fine. Or you think, I maybe just want to start with general engineering since I don't know where to go. It's very normal. I can tell you, when I was a college student and when I was a high school student, I had a lot of dreams, but none was about being a professor in engineering or computing science. But all dreams didn't realize. And finally, I became right now I'm a professor, which I have never thought about. But based on my study experience, I think I'm always in the STEM major. I always want to solve the problem. I want to explore the new things. I think that's how motivate me to just shift between different specific disciplines under STEM. But still, I'm under the STEM, the big umbrella. So that's the suggestion I want to give to you. So just try to explore more. Don't just constrain yourself. Any major in STEM will be fine. There are a lot of overlaps among different disciplines and a lot of analogies. I can tell you when I taught the robotics, I always try to turn to analogy methods, combining both EE and ME, electrical engineering and mechanical engineering principles together to help people understand different concepts. So don't constrain yourself. That's my point. And especially, as I mentioned, for girls, I know this program, we did very good job to find so many girls. And of course, we are open to all people, no matter you are girls or boys. And I think most of the girls here are smart and confident and very self-motivated. That's what I observed. As long as girls choose to be major in STEM, no matter which specific discipline it is, you are very clear about what you want to do. But I hope through this program, you can also help to spread words and help other girls who are not so confident about a STEM major. You can tell them, don't constrain. Just tell them a professor at SBU who has so many backgrounds, who is a homeless person. And finally, she always changed different majors, but still in STEM, finally, she can be a professor, can do this or that. I believe you can do. So I hope after this program, you can talk with your friends and trying to encourage them, at least exploring the possibility of studying in STEM major. So that's the suggestion I give to you all. The first one is about a autonomous system for monitoring the water quality. I can tell you the water quality in St. Johns River in Jacksonville is not good. So I have never had water from the faucet. I just drink bottled water here in Jacksonville. And so when I started working at JU, I just talked with my colleagues in marine science and say how we can work together to understand our water quality first, and then in trying to improve the water quality. So we finally came up with this idea. We design and develop a prototype first to monitor the water quality in terms of DO, dissolved oxygen, pH, temperature, EC, the electrical conductivity, trying to understand water quality first before we have this or that solution. And this the first video just showing you how it looks like in our marine science big tank. And we put all sensors in this 3D printed prototype. And here we just want to know our prototype design is good. The prototype can be stable, not to rotate when we put in this wave tank. We just hired a couple of other undergraduate students to help us to expand the system with more sensors. You can see more probes here in water. Let me just play this video. Well, I can tell you this student just used his mom's kitchen to work on this project. When it came to senior design, just before the senior design, he came to me saying, Dr. Wang, I don't want you to show this video. I said, why? You did a very good job. You see, you can send the signal wirelessly to the laptop to show the pH, temperature, DO, and conductivity. Why not? And he said, because I use my mom's kitchen, which is not allowed. And my mom will show up because during the senior design presentation, we want to invite parents or the friends and the important others. And he mom did show up and said, look, that was my kitchen. It was not allowed to work. But I believe his mom was very proud when watching this video. Okay, so it's just to show you how we just try to add more sensors to our water quality monitoring system to get more parameters of the water quality. Another one is about this a project which Francisca and I are working on, which is about loudness assistant device. So we want to develop a device trying to help Parkinson's disease patients. The motivation of this project is we try to help Parkinson's disease patients to speak up. One symptom of Parkinson's disease patients have is when they speak more, they just speak very softly and you can't hear what they said and they can't realize. Unless somebody just tap on them and say, hey, darling, speak up. And, sometimes at a social event, it's kind of awkward, your partner, your wife or your husband always tap you saying, hey, speak up, because they are not aware of. So when Chris and I met and talk about this symptom, and we just came up with this idea, why not to develop a prototype which can just measure the Parkinson's disease patient sound level. If it's below some threshold value, of course, we need to do a lot of tests to decide the threshold value. We can just send a signal to for example, vibration motor. And this vibration motor can just vibrate and just remind people, hey, to speak up. As long as there is any type or stimulus, the patients can just automatically pick up the volume. So that's the idea of this project. And finally, we came up with this prototype. We just try to house all sensors or related with circuits in this necklace. And based on the speech pathologies education, we need to keep the sound sensor 15 centimeters, say 6 inches below the mouth. So that's why we want to have such a necklace. And then we do have a wristband. Here in this wristband, it houses the bell motor, so vibration motor. So of course, there are wireless communication modules. And one, as I said, when the SPL, the sound value, is below some number, the signal will be wirelessly sent to this wristband and to trigger the vibration motor. And this vibration can just let Parkinson's disease patients speak up. And I hope this 2 projects just give you some ideas about the smart and connected system, which can help people, also can help the environment.